Thank you so much. I'm doing much better than I was with my last dentist and my last set of dentures. These are great. Um, as for why I got kicked out of my first dentist, that is a very long story to tell. But to make it kind of short, um, when I first got my teeth extracted, I was supposed to have full upper, full lower dentures, immediate dentures. They were able to put the upper in, that fit fine, but when they put the lower in, my mouth was left open like that. Like the backs would touch, but the front wouldn't. I was left with an open bite. So they sent them back to the lab to be remade after taking new impressions of my mouth the following day. They didn't do it the same day, they did it the next day. So then a week later, they brought me back in for the new pair, the new bottom. And I tried it in, same issue. And this time it was the wrong shade too. So it was like, well, if they would have fit, that would have been not okay anyway because they weren't the same shade. So they took new impressions of the lower teeth and those teeth in there to show the relationship between the two and how they fit together. And they took pictures of my mouth, sent that back to the lab. This time they wrote the wrong shade color for the teeth. I get the next set back, they're wrong again. So this goes on like 4 times, I believe, until they finally stopped sending an actual denture, and they sent me a wax try-in. The wax try-in that they sent me was perfect, except of course the teeth shade. They couldn't figure out what teeth shade I wanted, even though I specifically said every single time, OM1. Let me write it down for you, OM1. So anyway, they wrote on my paperwork that the only thing that needed to change was the tooth shade. Everything else was perfect. I signed off on it. I think it took about 2 weeks this time to get the denture. This was over the course of like 2 months. And I was there like every week for that almost full 2 months. Right before Christmas was when I was kicked out. So, I go in for my final denture and it's supposed to be perfect because what I signed off on was perfect. It was perfect. I loved it. Everything about it was fit. It was perfect. I get there and sure as shit, I'm left with an open bite. And I lost it. I'm like, I don't understand how you people keep getting this wrong. Somebody who knows what the hell they're doing needs to call the lab and tell the lab that they keep messing this up. Like, I couldn't understand why between the dentist's office and the lab, things were getting mixed up. Well, I find out that it's just the nurses, the dental techs, who are talking to the lab. Well, they don't know specifically what was wrong with my mouth, why everything wasn't working. The dentist should have got involved. The dentist should have gotten involved a month and a half prior to this, after the third try was still wrong. So I put up a fight. I'm like, I'm not letting you send this back to the lab again unless you are getting me a brand new top made to go with the brand new bottom, because clearly your people have an issue making the bottom match the top. Like the bite was off every time. So to me, it makes sense. If you can't make the match, make a new pair. Seemed pretty simple to me. My insurance already paid for both. So just send this top one back once I get my new one. I wasn't leaving my temporary there for them to totally mess up because I didn't trust them at all at this point. So I wanted them to just completely redo the whole set. And they're like, the doctor was like, we're not going to do that unless you pay for it. I'm like, well, I'm pretty sure if I call my insurance and tell them what's going on, they're going to want their money back from you because I will walk out of here without the denture. And you're going to be stuck talking to the lab, trying to figure out how you're going to get compensated for this. So like, just do what I'm asking you to do. It's not that hard. She got real cocky and condescending with me. And I had issues with her pretty much every time I went in there. I have state insurance, and the one time she made a comment about it being Uncle Tom insurance, I've heard Uncle Tom being said before, but referring to insurance, state insurance as Uncle Tom, like I've never heard of that before. She made comments about if I had better insurance, I'd have better dentures, and my insurance doesn't pay for soft relines, which is total BS because I called my insurance, and for the first 6 months of having my dentures, they cover everything. So if I wanted a hard reline prior to the 6 month mark, I could get it. If I needed 20 hard relines, it was covered. It didn't matter. Everything was covered and paid for upfront. So she was just trying to like not have to do her job. She she even went so far as to tell me that she was going to give me a soft reline, the one and only that I got, out of her pocket. Oh, thank you so much. Even though my insurance paid you for it already. And then she argued with me over and over again about just everything. I mean, it's trying to tell me that immediate dentures are supposed to have an open bite. What? Like, I'm not stupid. I know I had my teeth when I first came to you, but I did a lot of research. I know how teeth are supposed to fit. So it was like, oh, it was bad. My husband was there almost every time. I think there was only one time where he wasn't there. And the last time, I mean, I have it on video and everything. I should probably post that. It would be kind of funny. She was just so stupid. She's trying to tell me that my insurance company is wrong and they don't know what they're talking about. They didn't pay her. And oh, prior to this, the day that she said about the soft reline, I guess my insurance hadn't actually paid her yet, but they were in the process of paying her. And she had the nerve to tell me that if my insurance company didn't pay her by the time I got there the following week, she was going to charge me personally. That's not allowed. That's illegal. Like you can't even threaten somebody with that. That's I don't remember what it's called, but like I saw it in my handbook. You are not allowed to ask for payment from the patient until the insurance pays them. Like the insurance has to say, okay, I'm going to pay you, if the total is $100, I'm going to pay you 90. They have to pay you the rest. Like until that happens, they're not allowed to ask me for a single friggin' penny. And they did. So like everything that she did was unethical and I wasn't going to stand for it. I wanted my teeth and I wanted them done right. It was bad enough. I was already going to have to get relines done. My choice. I wanted immediate dentures. I knew that was going to happen. But to have them not fit right from day one just was unacceptable. So I left the office after flipping out on her. She walked out on me. And I can't handle this. And she walks out. I'm like, well, I can't handle this. How do you think I feel? I'm living with a fucked up mouth. Cause like, oh my God, she did so much damage to my bottom jaw and like never checked my mouth again. She's supposed to check your mouth as you're healing to make sure that everything is healing okay. I still have issues with my lower gums. Down here, there's like a big hole. And had she paid attention to my mouth while they were healing, she might have known that I needed like a little bit shaved down or something. So I have a lot of issues on this side. There's something going on up at the top back here. I think she actually left a piece of my molar in there, but I can't be certain until I go somewhere else. But I get a letter 2 days before Christmas, I believe, saying that she will no longer be my dentist and she wishes me nothing but the best. And it was okay because I had already called my insurance and filed a complaint with them. She said she was going to refund my money. That took 4.5 months to refund the insurance company. So I ended up buying my own bottom denture in the meantime and not getting reimbursed by the insurance. And I had also filed a complaint with the Board of Dentistry, and I left her a raving Google review. So if anybody lives in PA, do not go to Lehigh Valley Cosmetic Dentistry. And that's all I'm going to say about that. So yeah, that's the long and short of it, actually, because I could go into a lot more detail about what actually went on at every appointment. I have copies of the paperwork, I have pictures, I have video, I have everything. I documented it all, but it was one hell of a journey with that dentist, let me tell you. I would not want to do that again, but it's all good now, so it is what it is. You live and learn, right? Love you, hon. Bye.